And welcome back to Warped, a completely unnecessary Star Trek podcast, where ordinarily we provide live audio commentary tracks to Star Trek The Next Generation episodes. My name is Matt.
I'm Sean.
Lee.
Aaron.
He's really Felipe, and I'm Minh.
Yeah, for the purposes of this episode, he's Philip.
Mm-hmm.
And we ordinarily watch... Oh, I forgot to say it last week. Let me just get this in real quick. Black Lives Matter, Trans Lives Matter, Black Trans Lives Matter, People of Color Matter, Save the Post Office, Defund the Police, all Republicans are assholes. And if you don't like any of that, stop listening now. This is not the podcast for you. Goodbye.
Nice. Ding.
And... as we're recording this, the fucking post office is on the line, you guys. Like, that's how bad things have gotten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to have fun and talk about a fun movie. Yeah. It's our our between season movie watch. And if you didn't listen to last week's episode, you should go back and listen to it, because that was part 1. And this is part 2 of our watch of Aaron's favorite movie, and my, it's in my top 10 probably. Cruel Intentions! Yay!
Yes.
You finally made it.
Yeah. There'd be some drooling for this movie around here.
This is a hot movie. This is a sexy movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
For everybody. That's what's good about this movie.
There's gonna be some Reese Witherspoon movies.
Equal. Mm-hmm.
This movie is very democratic in its sexiness. Like, do you like girls kissing girls? We got that. Do you like Joshua Jackson and some other hot guy like having sex? We got that. Like, it's really kind of progressive in its sexiness.
Yeah.
Like, we got a little bit for everybody.
It's a little more mainstream than entirely balanced.
Yeah.
Ryan is for everyone. I mean,
Ryan.
I have known lesbians who have said that Ryan Phillippe is like the one. Because there's something kind of pretty and almost like girly about him. So I can understand why
people would cross the line for the little bit of the Ryan.
Yeah, I think there's something about Ryan that appeals to lots of different types of people.
It's that RP, that role play right there. Let's take on some roles.
Minh, how much time is on the clock? We're about 50 minutes into this.
We're at 51:26. So how much time is left?
51:26?
Yeah, we are at 51:26.
Okay. So go ahead and punch us back in. Punch that triangle in.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1. Punch it.
Oh, good.
So he's gone to the old folks' home and volunteered to, as part of his efforts to seduce Reese, just to catch everyone back up from last week. But he's also being kind of honest with her. Like, he's showing her a little bit of who he really is. This is the scene where they basically start to fall in love with each other. Yeah.
What were you saying, Aaron?
Oh, just we were talking last time about whether you like him when he's more soft, and I'm way into it, but
you like Good Boy? You like Good Boy, Ryan?
Well, you want to think that you can convert
the bad boy,
the super dish, pretty boy.
I want to come back to what you just said, but just look how adorable
she's adorable. I just want to say in this scene, she's killing it.
How do you not fall in love with Reese Witherspoon?
Absolutely,
she's absolutely adorable.
So is that 20% that you hate her in the box for now?
Oh yeah, it's completely unconnected to her performances. It has nothing to do with her performances. So, Aaron, let's go back to what you were just talking about. I'm sorry I interrupted you. Go ahead.
I think I said it.
He wants more.
You're into sincere.
Soft boy. You like the conversion.
Do you like him more?
Which is a very, I mean,
or the same or less?
It's a romantic notion. Well, because like I'm like the same age as these characters at the time. Like when I saw this movie, I'm like contemporary with people. You know, they're like late high school or whatever. I was early college.
You're the age they're supposed to be. You're the age that they're supposed to be. I am the age that they actually are.
Right.
But they're supposed to be.
We were all 24.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm just saying, like, it was perfect timing for me. And like when you're that age, a lot of the guys are sharks in some way or another. Maybe not as terrible as Ryan Phillippe's character, but in general, they're kind of like all a little bit that way when they're teenagers. So the thought that there might be like some nugget of something in there.
You could defin them.
If you dig out. If you made funny faces at them in the car.
Guess that's what Twilight's about too.
This is
which I've been reading.
Such.
Well, how is that?
It's such a classic trope, and it also feels like it's led lots of women down unfortunate paths.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Historically, like
movie.
The idea of reforming a bad boy is a pretty classic like story trope.
And he's like pretty as hell, you know. And
he's pretty as hell.
And doing it for a little while and got some kids out of it. Didn't last forever, but they had a hot decade or whatever.
And I mean, it's a little sleazy what's going on, but like in terms of someone who. But in terms of someone who didn't know about sexuality to like watch a scene like this, I think it you can learn, you know, sort of a little bit about like how things happen in the bedroom.
Are you suggesting that this film is a learning tool? I'm trying to get
Are you learning right now?
Yeah. Well,
are you personally learning things right now?
No, I'm saying like I could see relations to some of what goes on here, and I can see how like people might have had experiences like this. Sure, not in like fancy environments like this or with sexy people like Ryan Philippe, but you know, just like going through that sort of that first experience of being intimate with someone. You know, whether they're you know, you've got like Long Island iced tea in you and they're seducing you or whatever. But
that's a very specific story you just told there.
Yeah, I get flashbacks.
Yeah.
I love when he just shoves her off the side of the bed. He's just like, get out. I fucked you. Now go.
He's writing in his journal now.
Yeah, he's a very
literate. As women imagine all bad boys, they write.
This is sort of like
later. So yeah, I'm reading Midnight Sun right now,
which is the spiritual successor to this movie.
This was like the first 5 shades of gray right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's wearing them.
I'm really
50 Shades of Grey wishes it was this movie.
Yeah. I haven't watched it, so I don't doesn't seem like I would love the 50 Shades.
Look at her. Look at her in her little purple dress. Love her.
With the braids, for sure.
Buffy's just like, why haven't you fucked her yet? This is the whole thing we were talking about. But see, he's falling in love with her, so he doesn't want to fuck her. He wants to respect her.
He's sort of. He's got that.
Don't worry, they're not bone.
but tenderly, with love and feeling and emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's pretty sweaty though.
Well, that's good. Yeah, best of both worlds. There you go. You get the pie and the cake.
You get the pie and the cake.
Yeah.
In the famous saying, "Have your pie and cake it too."
Cake it too.
Yeah. Have your pie baked inside a cake.
Yeah, baked inside a cake. You're turducken, as it were. Yeah. This is it. This is it. Imagine me dressed up like that in that purple outfit. There you go.
Yeah.
All sweet and innocent.
Blanket.
What are you doing here? Oh, that's.
I'm imagining I'm seeing both sides of you right now. This is your one-man show, your one-man recreation of,
Yeah,
this, of
you're
the
just
whole.
like hugging yourself.
Whoa! Calm down,
If I was
dude.
serious in there, you can let you do that
See,
scene. Like
she's
really
not
one
in it.
more.
Yeah, relax. Jeez.
I'm out. I'm gonna try a different approach.
Oh. Damn, she is too.
How long were those two married in real life?
A decent amount of time for Hollywood. I'm saying at least 5 years.
Wait. The two of them were married?
Hell yeah. They have multiple children together.
They had a
What?
couple of kids together.
What?
Well, I think she got pregnant pretty fast when they were dating.
Well, Jesus. I mean,
That might be why they got married.
could you blame?
They got married?
Last week, last week we talked about how they were
9 years.
dating.
They
They were already dating when they made this movie.
I was probably
Do
distracted.
you remember when we were talking about
Yeah,
that?
I think so, but I was probably distracted by something on screen. It's hard not to be.
Well, they
They
got married
3 months
not long after
it
that.
was
She got
released.
pregnant really quick, right? Didn't she get pregnant
Yes.
like really fast?
Yes.
And they got divorced in 2008.
That's all. That's a long time together.
9 years.
That's very commendable. No, I'm.
So apparently, them fighting was really painful for them in real life to do this.
Oh, what was?
The fighting, the like
Oh,
sad stuff they had to do. There's
Wait.
a
I think I said earlier that they never wore a T-shirt, but he's wearing a T-shirt in this scene, and
but
looks
it's a
great.
500.
Like, Aaron, are you saying because you're the second best fan, you know, like all of the gossip about like what happened in this
I
movie?
remember
Like,
it, like Tiger Beat or whatever.
sure. You know,
I
I
think
was reading, I
there's
guess
after they found.
there's a moment where she slaps him, and apparently that wasn't
Yeah.
in the script. She just sort of in the moment slapped him, and then he threw up after that scene.
Ooh,
Yeah, there you go.
wow.
Because he was so
Sean was
upset.
saying
He was
Tiger
like
Beat.
so bad.
Yeah. He went beyond Tiger.
Like, lock himself in the bathroom and read Tiger Beat for 45 minutes.
Sean, what are you doing in there? You've been in there a long time.
Why is he running the shower too?
Yeah.
That's his business. But there was a lot of soggy Tiger Beats at that house.
Soggy Tiger Beats.
I
That's,
I mean, you
That's
guys
the,
keep
that's the name of my autobiography.
Oh.
Soggy Tiger Beats.
Oh,
Yeah,
God. Oh, God.
it was on very much like
This is when they
Donkey Kong.
moan.
Oh,
Yeah.
yoinks.
Yeah, I thought there was a guy in the background there.
Yeah, it's kind
yeah, Mr. Mustachio. It's just
I
like,
can't look away
It's
from
the
him.
butler.
I was like,
Don't you guys have?
Mustachio gentleman ruining the vibe for me. Please stop showing him.
So,
he's just the help. You have to just ignore
Yeah.
him.
Like,
He's
There we
always
go.
there.
You might not be that rich, you know, Felipe, but when you are, you just have servants around.
I wish when she took off her shirt, it was Ryan Felipe's butt.
Me too.
Like they only
Oh wait, no, they don't both.
Oh, damn.
Oh, he calls it off.
Wow, that was.
But see, now
That
she
must
feels
have
bad
been
because she
Ryan
thinks,
is okay.
she thinks that he doesn't like her, and that's why he left.
Yeah.
So now she's all upset.
Oh man, this is a total Twilight moment, right?
Yeah. Twilight before Twilight.
So,
Yeah.
what's
like
your
dusk.
opinion of the new Twilight book, Aaron?
Oh my god. So I'm like, I don't know, 20% into it, according to my Kindle. And I'm like, it's like I'm reading Ted Bundy's memoir.
Wait, guys, hold the phone. Not only is he journaling, but he took the time to cut out
Looking.
a picture.
Yeah.
This
Have you never done that?
nobody does that. That's a dude.
You've never scrapbooked. You've never scrapbooked in your boxer shorts.
Yeah.
All the girls you've dated.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that
It's my favorite, you guys. I love it so much.
did that? That was completely out of character for any dude that's a super douche. From the rich super douche does not scrapbook in his.
He's gone to the other
It's
side.
more like it's not really a scrapbook. It's more like a record of his conquest, right? It's
Yes.
just a book of about all the girls he's fucked.
What? You guys are judging
But he
right
did go
here.
to Michael's.
Yeah, he had to go
No,
to
I'm
Michael's
telling-
for the.
I'm telling you that that's the answer. Yeah, that's what
Oh.
the book is.
Do we get to see like a page of it? Maybe all the other pages have like his emotional, like, you know, sort of, I don't know, confessions. No. Well, you know.
This movie does send a bad message to the impressionable girls and young and gay boys, I guess, of the late 90s, because it is a movie about the love of a good woman redeeming a total shitbag of a man.
Yeah.
Which is not a great message to be sending out to girls, but that's what this movie is about.
I
And
ate
that's
that shit up.
yeah. And that's why
What'd you say?
she ate it.
I said
up.
I ate that shit up.
Yeah. Was Philippe a shitbag when you met him? I don't think he was.
Philippe can be a little bit of a douche nozzle when he's talking to the ladies.
No.
I've seen it firsthand.
But it was different with Aaron.
I give him a microcosm of this movie a little bit. I give them a little taste of it, so they feel like they're.
Are you ready for this shit?
Oh,
There
damn.
he is.
Okay.
I mean,
That
in a
would
different
work on
movie,
any
this
woman.
is. In a
Creepy.
different movie, this is the rom-com
Yeah, the
ending
redeeming
of
moment.
the movie,
Mm-hmm.
right? Where
John
they
Hughes.
realize they're in love with each other.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not the end of this movie because this movie has more on its mind than a generic rom-com happy ending.
Yeah. Yeah. It's thinking beyond the picket fence.
I like to think that Philippe was a nice person when you met him. He took you to a
this
bookstore
doesn't
on your
have
first
anything
date.
to do
Like
with that.
that's
I'm just this fantasy
gotta be
world.
I know. I'm just making conversation.
Damn, they are sucking some hardcore face.
Oh, here we go.
Here
Oh.
we go. This is 9
Well,
and a
they
half
were
weeks.
a couple in real life. You have to imagine that makes it easier, right? Because you're not kissing a stranger.
Well,
You're
but
kissing,
even
your
the
actual partner.
scene with Buffy
This
and
looks like when they shoot like things in the womb. That's kind of what it looks like.
yeah, right, an ultrasound almost.
It feels like they're doing it in a giant womb.
This is where the baby came from, her first baby.
But are
I
they
think
the
it's got to be
baby?
very strange I think it's got to be very strange, men, to kiss, strangers. It's got to be easier to kiss somebody that you're all in a relationship with.
But I was going to say the scene with Buffy and Selma Blair earlier, that was also really, really intimate and really like they felt like they opened up to that and they weren't holding back for that.
Sure,
that's good acting.
That's more. That's like
sure.
Right?
But I've seen plenty of Hollywood kisses.
I'm sure it was still awkward, even as convincing as it was. It's got to be awkward to kiss a complete stranger in front of a giant, crew of people.
I think it helps with a hot stranger, which these people are fucking, they're Hollywood stars
in this movie. There's not an unattractive person in this whole movie. This movie is more like lookist than it is anything else. Like,
Felipe, are you trying to say that you couldn't kiss a super attractive, beautiful person on camera? You would be too shy?
I would actually just gonna call myself out here that I would not be good at that.
What?
I have a hard time being intimate with somebody I don't care about. It's weird.
No, that's good. I think that's good.
But I mean, I think if we were all on, it was just like kissing and stuff like that. Probably, I don't like a lot of strangers around.
You love strip clubs, though, right?
That's true, but I don't have to interact.
It's more just a visual experience.
Yeah,
it's like like
to participate.
It's like a small world. You get on the ride and you just go around.
Exactly.
Do you like a lap dance, or do you just like sitting out in the club and watching?
I like a lap dance.
What the hell?
What is this? That is amazing.
That's hilarious.
I need one of those.
I think you need a few of those, Aaron.
Air holes in it.
I need to.
So I'm going to read you Sean Patrick Thomas's quote from this oral history about that scene. Roger's the director. Rogers was always throwing curveballs in to heighten the kinkiness. My scene with Sarah, in the script, it says Ronald hides under the bed. When I showed up on set, Roger was like, "Hey, I want you to put on these tiny little briefs and hold this feather." And I was like, "Oh man, okay."
That dude sounds like a lot of fun to work with.
Yeah, this guy should make a million movies. Like, I don't understand why he hasn't been making a movie a year since 1999.
No.
Well, did you guys see this sequel?
No.
Is it terrible, or is it just like not?
I've seen 3.
And how's?
It's just like Skinamax.
Oh.
Cruel Intentions. Cruel Intentions 2 is only really known for a couple of things. Amy Adams is in it, playing the Sarah Michelle Gellar part. And it was originally filmed as a pilot for a TV show. Fox was going to make Cruel Intentions the TV show. And when they decided not to make the TV show, they released the 2-hour pilot as a self-contained feature film, like direct to video. I don't think it played in theaters.
No.
Wow.
So that's Cruel Intentions too. Doesn't sound great.
It's like The Matrix. The Matrix 1 is the best.
It's not. It sounds like it's gonna pull its punches and not have the original cast.
I mean, you have to assume that because they filmed it for TV, it can't be nearly as like crazy and sexual as this is.
Well, If he shot
Plus,
it
there's something
nowadays,
about just having these known quantities act against their type, like I don't know, Sarah Michelle Gellar, for example.
Yeah, so shocking, right?
Yeah, and Ryan too, because Ryan was the good boy in I Know What You Did. Well, yeah, he was sort of the good guy in I Know What You Did Last Summer, right?
Oh, also the
having to
the
bury
kid
the
from-
body of the fisherman.
also the kid from Dawson's Creek.
I think that's the movie those two met on. Buffy and Ryan met on I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Was Jennifer Love Hewitt in that one? Was she part of this crew?
Yes.
Yeah, she's the star of that movie.
Right.
Sarah
She's the
Michelle
one who
Gellar
kinda-
is like
fizzled
the
out a little
sidekick.
bit. She fizzled out faster than some of these other guys.
She's not as good of an actress as the rest of these folk are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably part of it for sure. You know, she was
We've
on
been watching
Party
a lot of
5,
Boy
right?
Meets-
And then she
We've been
was
watching a lot of Boy Meets World in this house, and she's in an episode of that, which was shocking.
Was she?
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, like at like the height, like not like I mean, it was during when she was probably on Party of Five at the time.
Oh, she wasn't new. She was already famous when she did it.
she was like a guest star on the show.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Why are you watching Boy Meets World?
I love that show. I've been showing it to my children.
Are you watching it with the boys?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Are they into it?
They like. Oh yeah, they love it. We've been like nonstop. They were so distraught that we couldn't really watch it when we were in Tehachapi because they didn't want to force your kids to have to watch it. But as soon as we got home yesterday, like we watched it for like 5 straight hours.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
And we just saw the episode today.
You know,
where Corey and Topanga got married.
I think I'm remembering now that Philippe wrote down Boy Meets World for his answer for what Sean's favorite TV show in the
Definitely
How Well
in
Do
my
You Know
top
Each Other
5.
quiz.
Yeah.
He was not wrong. It's definitely in the top 5.
I think Sean said something pretty famous, like funny when we were in Tehachapi, which was like, I remembered myself watching, I think you said this about Boy Meets World like that in high school. And then I realized, nope, I watched that in college.
Yeah, no, I said that on this show a couple weeks ago. Yeah, it's true. I thought I watched that. Yeah, because I've also been watching Saved by the Bell. You were too old.
You were too old to be watching Boy Meets World.
They get into some pretty intense shit, man. Oh, is this it?
This is the fight. Is this gonna make me throw up?
Maybe. He has to pretend he's not in love with her.
I have been totally.
Sean, have you seen the Saved by the Bell reboot that's coming? Have you seen the clips of this?
I
online?
have not, but I'm aware of it.
Mario Lopez,
Mario
and Elizabeth Berkley are both in it, playing. I don't know, teachers. I guess maybe.
Yeah. They're supposed to be teachers. They're supposed to be teachers at Bayside. Because I saw a picture of Mario Lopez. He has like a gym teacher type shirt that says Bayside on it. So I assume he's like the wrestling coach, probably.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There you go. There's the slap.
Yeah.
He's gonna throw up in his mouth a little bit. I can see that part.
Yeah,
it's intense. I've been enraptured with this scene like since it started. I'm sorry. I'm crying right now.
I'm serious. I think we found Min's new favorite movie. Like,
I know. I want Min
I mean, that's well, I'm not gonna go that far, right, Sean? That's come on, please. That's a meal, okay? This is like a dessert. This is a beautiful aperitif.
You are going to be like Rachel in Friends and say that Life is Beautiful is your favorite film, but really Cruel Intentions is your favorite film?
Yeah.
This is Min's Weekend at Bernie's.
I mean, it's so good. It's got like a little matrix in it, you know.
Ironically,
It's got a little.
Dangerous Liaison is her favorite
Blue
film in
Room.
that movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This movie looks amazing.
this movie
Like, look at
it
the
feels
blue room they're in.
like this movie influences so many other things. You know, like Matt mentioned,
Yes.
Gossip Girl, like you know, everything that
Every
came
CW
after Gossip
show
Girl, The Twilight,
next
and
10 years.
yeah,
Like the OC doesn't exist
Clueless,
without
right?
this movie.
yeah.
No,
Like-
Clueless is
This is
before
after-
this.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Clueless
yeah.
is
So I would say that
94,
I would say that Clueless and this movie are the two highlights of this era of like teen focused movies.
It feels like
Clueless
this.
was the first, really. Wasn't Clueless the first like teen movie
Yeah,
version of a
it was
classic?
kind of the first
novel.
big one. Yeah,
but
Yeah,
it
it's the
feels.
first one I know of.
It's been a while since I've seen Clueless, but it feels like Clueless was a little more light, and this feels.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
Well,
it's,
yeah.
it's
Oh, yeah.
dark.
It's, but the same thing with the
That's
story.
not what I'm
Emma
saying.
is a much
I'm not
lighter
saying
story
they're
than
this-
Dangerous Liaison.
Mm.
I'm not saying that they're the same. I'm saying that they are sort of the two most influential movies, probably of this little run
Mhm.
of
The
movies.
mid to late 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is pretty good movie, I have to say.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's going to be your new favorite movie. I'm telling you. We're going to be your new
It's
favorite
okay.
movie.
What's the
Nobody's
IMDb
gonna
rating on
argue
this?
you, man.
Yeah, what's the
What is the
IMDb?
You wanna play that
IMDb
game?
on this?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
All right, let's guess. Go around there. Let's guess. Aaron, what do you think it's going to be?
It's
The IMDb rating,
Hmm.
I'll
Yeah.
give it an 8.
What? I want to say 9.6, but it can't possibly be 9.6. I don't know.
I'm going to
So,
give it an
9.2.
Matt?
This movie is a perfect 10. And anybody who says otherwise, look at her. Look at her right now.
Yeah.
She's wearing a bra. She's wearing a bra and a see-through mesh top.
Mhm.
Like, that's amazing.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's-
She's got a little half
That's
elf.
perfect. That's a perfect 10.
Mm.
You guys are all going to be very angry with IMDb raters right
Yes.
Yeah.
now. 6.8.
Like,
Get out of
Oh,
here.
that's
Boo.
IMDb is
IMDb is
6.8.
rough, man.
That's
I don't know.
176,000
worth-
viewers.
Yeah.
not even worth talking about. I
Mhm.
mean, that's just not even worth acknowledging.
That those people don't know how to have a good
That's why
time.
democracy fails.
And that's why we're at this moment in time. Hmm.
Yeah,
Well-
defund IMDb is going to be my new project. Those people are assholes.
Idiots. They don't know a good thing when they can.
It's like,
I mean,
people like our haters are just going to go put 1 star in and throw the whole thing down, right?
Mhm.
Haters like put
That's,
1 or 2 stars.
Yeah.
I don't.
I
I think
think-
most people pick 5 or 1, right? Like, not a lot of people are like as nuanced to be like, this was a 3.7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in Aaron's boat, and I am going to say I want to believe in Ryan Felipe's comeback here. I do. Being a little older
You
and more
are?
mature. Yeah. Being
Right.
older and more mature, I know it's going to. You don't just change like overnight. So I would want to see like how he is in the long term before I really was like, all right, I'll let you into my heart, Ryan Felipe. I'll let you put it anywhere.
You can
Yeah.
kind of see. You can
Yeah.
kind of see. You can kind of see
without
why.
hearing his voice, I'm getting convinced.
You can see why, Matt.
You can kind of see why they thought this would make a good TV show. Like, you can kind of see why Fox or CW or whoever it was at the time,
Hmm.
WB, thought
Yeah.
that this was a good idea for a show. Because then you could spend, just like
Wow.
you're saying, you could spend a whole season watching him sort of change from bad to good,
Yeah.
instead of having it have to happen very quickly like it does in this movie.
Hmm.
So you can see why they saw the the potential for this to be a good show. And you know, like we said, then they made the OC, which is this movie but in California, and they made the CW Gossip Girl, and you know. I would like to watch Cruel Intentions too, though, just because I've never seen it, and I am sort of curious to see how Amy Adams would play the bitchy character, and I just think it would be sort of fascinating to see how they approached this in a PG-13. We can show this on Fox kind of way.
I don't know. I mean, that I love everything about it right now, especially that it's not PG-13, because you know this is how some sexuality or just like relationship can be. I feel, you know, I mean, perhaps not this twisted, sure.
You've been in a lot of relationships like this, man.
Yeah, totally.
This is all ringing really true for you right now. Is what you're trying to say.
You know, I was in New York for quite a number of years, so I didn't tell you about some of the experiences I had.
You got into the Fifth lifestyle a little bit.
Did you get down with a lot of Upper East Side types while you were in New York?
Well, I hate to kiss and tell.
He got orphaned, and he was raised by Mr. Drummond.
It was totally 6 degrees of separation. I was like Will Smith.
I mean, maybe you should keep a journal, man. I mean, that's what you're telling me. I think you need to write this shit down.
No, you want to burn it all. It's just keep it in the mind.
Look how great that shot is. Look how great she looks. Like, this is a very well-made movie for a guy who really only has this movie to his credit. I kind of wonder if there's something to the idea that, like, you know how they always say everybody has one really good story in them to tell? And sometimes you see that in filmmakers where they make one really wonderful movie and then everything after that is a little bit a disappointment on one level.
They kind of make the same movie over and over
again.
After that.
Yeah, and because they only have they really only have sort of one. Everybody has one great story.
I mean,
and
this feels like even his story.
This feels like it's not even his story, but it's his take on the story for sure.
Sure.
I mean, this movie is much gayer than Dangerous Liaisons ever,
which I appreciate.
Yeah, I do too. I like that it's not, that it's very progressive in terms of its sexuality.
Yeah.
These people are not bad because they have sex. They are bad because they have they're terrible people. The having sex is never portrayed as this is not a prudish movie that says, oh, if you have sex, you're going to get, murdered by Freddy or whatever. This is not
just
that movie.
The manipulation and all that.
It's Reese Witherspoon is not a bad person because she chose to have sex with
before marriage.
A terrible, with Ryan Phillippe. That's not what this movie is after. This movie is more after sex is a game and you can use it to fuck around with people. But if you do, sometimes your emotions get involved and, my whole audio just went out. Can you guys
no. Yeah. We can hear you.
I can hear you fine.
You're still good.
I completely dropped out for a second. Like the screen froze and
yeah,
mine's
mine's
background
Whoa.
noise.
Whoa. The throwdown. No.
So this is Ryan's repercussions, man, because Ryan has ruined this guy's life. Like, we haven't really been talking about the plot, but Ryan basically fucked this guy over. So now he's sort of taking his revenge on the guy. But now Reese is going to get run over.
Oh, no. Oh, damn. See, that's some Matrix shit right there. Yeah. Except, I mean, he got hit and Neo was flown over that.
It's karma from I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the fisherman driving the taxi.
Yeah, that was nice.
That would be a great tie-in. If you were suddenly like, did you know that Cruel Intentions is part of the I Know What You Did Last Summer cinematic universe?
I don't know.
Like, it was a twist I did not see coming. That it was.
This is a little Vanilla Sky to me, you know? Like, this is like he's
Well, he got killed.
It's why do you keep talking about alternate realities? You keep talking about The Matrix and Vanilla Sky. Nothing in this movie has anything sci-fi to it at all.
Oh wait.
I mean, it's a completely unbelievable movie, but not for those reasons.
Well,
what do they use for coke when actors have to snort something up their nose? Does anybody know?
Coke.
Coke Light?
Yeah,
Diet Coke Zero?
Yeah, Coke Zero.
It's Diet Vanilla Coke. It's been crystallized.
What was that,
I think
please?
I remember hearing that it was like vitamin C or vitamin B or something, like vitamin pills that have been crushed up. Yeah.
Wait.
And
so
actors always say that it burns when you do that, but it doesn't have any negative negative impact.
Did he die?
Yes.
Yeah, he died.
This is a funeral.
What? Huh.
He sacrificed himself to save Reese.
And the whole reason why that was going on is because Sarah Michelle Gellar sent Sean Patrick Thomas to kick his ass.
Yeah.
And
Right.
so
But
it's all
see,
her
now
fault.
Reese knows everything because Reese got Ryan's journal. So Reese now knows all about Catherine and the bet and all that she's
her
the real
dirty secret.
villain of this story. Yeah.
This is like Bizarro Buffy.
It is bizarre.
You mean season 7?
Oh, I've never watched Buffy, so I don't know.
Nah.
Sarah Michelle Gellar should have.
I kind of remember it
6
taking like a different tone later on.
She should have 6 Emmy Awards for her performance as Buffy. She doesn't really deserve one for the first season, but for the subsequent 6, she absolutely deserved Emmy Awards.
Well, we'll explore that when we get to Buffy Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't use that name though. Remember we found out there's already a podcast called Buffy Boys. We have to call it something else.
What? Jesus.
We're going to have to hire Tanya Harding.
Why?
Why?
To take
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you trying to get me on tape here? No. That's
Why
good
would
try.
Tanya Harding do that herself?
I
I
don't
like
understand what you. Oh, to take them out. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a kneecap.
I had no
I think you'll
idea
still be able to
what
do
you
the
were talking
podcast.
about when you said that.
I think
did not understand
too many
that at
steps
all.
ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, you have to take too many steps to get there. Is the problem? It's too many steps to get there.
Yeah. I'm
because
sorry.
you have to if you hit them in the knee, that's not going to impact their ability to do their podcast.
That's what
right?
you
It
think.
might.
Yeah, I totally would. If someone hit me in my knee, I would not podcast. Oh.
Ever again? Is that a
Well.
promise?
No, it's not. Nice
Come over
try.
here. I need to talk to you.
Yeah. This is for the good of the world. Wow.
Nice.
What a
He
movie.
says Coke Pro-
So this is the ending that Mean Girls stole, because this is
Yes.
where they publish the burn book at the end of
Yeah.
Mean Girls. I'm convinced that Tina Fey, I have no evidence to prove this, but I'm convinced that Tina Fey took the ending of Mean Girls from this movie. Can't prove it, but if I ever met her, that would be the one question I would ask her.
Wow.
Oh, damn. He knew how to open it. I would have been like pushing at it. I would have like...
You should take a snort.
It's actually Adderall.
So Reese has learned her lesson. And she has gotten her revenge on Catherine.
Yeah.
And she got the car in the deal.
Wow. She looks good. Oh my gosh.
Wait for it. Wait for it. It's about to happen. Wait until she does the thing in the car.
Isn't the lesson like you can fall for the hot guy?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. She puts on his sunglasses. And she's like, I've learned my lesson, and I'm older but wiser, and I'm going to take his car and his sunglasses, and I'm getting the fuck out of New York. And she drives
and I'm going to go just rail a bunch of men.
Yeah, on her terms.
She doesn't turn. She doesn't turn evil at the end. Just because she has the car and
she's
glasses.
Just free.
She's not going to turn into him. Yeah. It's just that she's free of them all now.
Because she still has Jesus, right? She mentioned Jesus, or was that just a
she still loves Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
No, she loves Jesus.
And Jesus bangs, right? Jesus bangs. No, is that controversial?
I'm pretty sure that
is that on your Mingo card?
No, I think the canonical answer is no. But I also think there's a lot of slash fic out there where the answer is yes.
Yeah. Come on.
Wasn't it The Last Temptation of Christ, one of the biggest fanfics that ever made it?
Yeah. They never told you what The Last Temptation of Christ really was, did they? Did they?
It was...
his best friend was a prostitute. One of his best friends, his best girlfriend was a prostitute.
Yeah.
So who knows, you know?
Well, thanks.
All right. Now that the movie's over, let's
the technical answer to your question is no.
Box office.
Yeah, we have to do. I'm glad that the second half of this movie was shorter because
I'm not done talking about it.
I need to get through.
Yeah.
We have more to talk about. Yeah. Sean,
let's do box office first.
The box office game. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So Cruel Intentions was released March 5th, 1999. Coincidentally, my sister's birthday. Not that it has anything to do with that. It came in second with a little over 13 million.
I thought you were going to let us guess. Okay.
No, I was going to let you guess what the other movies.
Oh.
So, number one is a comedy.
Police Academy.
No, it's
damn it.
Sort of a weird comedy.
My favorite.
And I'm trying to think whether or not this will give it away. Whether or not this was pre-Sopranos or during the Sopranos.
Why does that give it away?
Is it the Mexican?
No.
Comedy.
Is it comedy?
Gandolfini?
No. But it's about a mobster.
Oh, it's Analyze This.
Analyze This.
Or that.
Analyze This. It was the first one.
Good job.
Number three has...
Huge hit. Analyze This.
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
Crazy.
It opened at 18 million. But it went on to make over 100 some million. So Cruel Intentions went on to make $76 million.
Who can tell me, other than Sean, who can tell me who the female lead of Analyze This is? She's in Analyze That too. She's a classic 90s.
Who's that pretty woman?
Comedy star.
Julia.
TV. She's a TV star.
She was a big TV star at the time.
I've seen the movie and I don't remember.
Christy Alley.
It's not
No.
Rachel, and it's not
Monica.
Monica.
It's
Phoebe.
Yep.
Yeah, it was
It's
Lisa
a good
Kudrow.
draw. So number 2 is
Is
Cruel
in both
Intentions.
of them.
Number 3 is and we can pour one out for him, who he died recently, the director. Now I can't think of his name. I want to say John Singleton,
Don't
but
say
that's not
it.
right. Joel
What's the movie?
Schumacher.
Schumacher?
Number 3 is a Schumacher. Is
Batman.
it
Yes.
Batman and Robin or
in
something.
'99?
No.
Batman and Robin.
No.
In
It's
the
a psychological thriller
Phone booth.
with Nicolas Cage.
psychological thriller.
Oh, it's 8
Title?
millimeter.
8mm. Number 4, and that was in its second week. And then number 4 in its second week.
Has anybody
is
ever seen 8
No.
millimeter?
No,
I've never
I've
seen
I
it,
saw part of it. It's pretty terrible.
It's about snuff like porn
Yes.
films.
Yeah.
That sounds.
Nicolas Cage plays a father who is investigating, I think it's his daughter, who's gotten sucked into the world of like sleazy snuff porn movies.
It's funny because I think of Joel Schumacher as being a very light, cartoony director, and that's very heavy fare.
Well, he directed some pretty heavy stuff. He directed Falling Down.
That's
So the 4th is, I think, this one is gonna, because it's drama. I'm not seeing I can't remember who's in it, so I'm not gonna be able to give much clues. But it's a
You can't
female-centric
remember who's
film.
in it?
No, I want to say it's no. I want to say it's Cameron Diaz and Toni Collette, but I could be thinking of another movie.
Is it the one where they switch? No, it couldn't be. Cameron
What was that?
Diaz and Toni Collette?
Yeah, it's called The
What
Other
are they
Sister.
playing?
Am I thinking of the wrong? Or is that the one?
You're
with
the one who's looking at the fucking computer.
I'm just looking
How
at
am I
the
supposed to
list. I don't know what it is.
if you're
I don't
right
know
or
what it
not?
is about.
Like,
It's okay, guys.
click
Okay,
on
this is
the
the
link
one
and
with-
see what it
It's the
says.
one with The Other Sisters. It's the one with Juliette Lewis plays a mentally challenged woman, and she falls in love.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Okay. Number 5 is a remake with Mel Gibson in the lead.
Payback.
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 Damn, that is so good.
We got, and then the rest of the top 10 is October Sky, My Favorite Martian, Message in a Bottle, Shakespeare in Love, which had been out for a long time at that point.
That's a holdover
And
from the Oscars.
She's All That.
Mm.
She's All That was out. And number 11, Min, your favorite movie, Life is Beautiful. In its 20th week. And
Yeah.
it actually
Yeah,
got up
that's
a
another.
0.5%.
Go feel good movies.
Because you know why?
Huh.
You know why it went up? It won Best Picture.
It just won the Oscar. Or he had won Best
or he had won
Actor.
Best Actor or whatever.
Yeah, 'cause
Deserved.
Shakespeare in
That's
Love
why
won
they-
Best Picture.
They re-released it.
Yeah.
Or they, bumped it up because
I
it
mean-
won a bunch of Oscars.
Talk about a feel good, heartwarming movie. Ugh.
There you go. All right, so that's
I really
the
like that
weekend.
movie.
Mm-hmm. Me too. Join the boat.
I think that movie is not.
Get on the train.
I think that movie is not.
I'm aboard.
Get on the train. Straight to Auschwitz.
Yeah.
Get on the train. I don't think that movie is like remembered well. Like I think that people these days are like, oh, that was not a good movie. But I always really liked that movie.
I haven't seen it since, so I can't really say.
I had a favorable
Yeah, me
impression with
too.
it. I enjoyed watching him win the Oscar.
Well, his win is one of the great like Oscar moments of all time. Like when he jumps up and is climbing over, Meg Ryan's head or whoever's sitting in the aisle in front of him. Like, that's a great moment.
I mean,
I'm with Aaron. I have not seen that movie. I haven't seen it since it came out.
Yeah.
I wonder if I would like it if I watched it again. You know what we should all do? And I'm not going to say. You think I know what you think I'm going to say. I'm not going to say we should do a Life is Beautiful podcast because that's a terrible idea. But I do think we should all watch it just on our own individually. We should all just watch it since we've talked about it so much. And because we've talked about it so many times, we should watch it and then just come back and talk about it in one of the episodes,
But I'm curious. I've watched it by myself already, and I've had that experience, and that's cool, and I love the movie. But wouldn't it be cool to watch it as a group and maybe cry together? And, I don't know.
I'm not gonna cry.
That's what you say right now, man. But I mean, I don't know if you watched that movie, but so there might be something in our eyes. Yeah. Well, that's because you're a real man, Sean.
Sean is a real man, and he's not afraid of his emotions, and it's one of the best things about him.
Why, thank you.
Do you guys know?
I think Sean only cried 3 or 4 times.
While you were on vacation.
While we were watching Boy Meets World episodes.
Yeah.
Well, that's a happy cry.
I cry on a semi-regular
sad crying I can tell what's going on by just watching his face. I don't have to watch it. Plus, he's mouthing along the
you guys?
He's like closed captions for you.
Do you guys know what happened exactly 5 months ago today?
3/16, March 16.
Lockdown started?
Quarantine started?
That's pretty close. It was the last time we all recorded
together.
It's
only been 5 months. It feels...
So the last time we all went to Warp Studios, and we were all together.
That's
and
crazy.
Even then, they had kind of started telling us to socially distance, but it hadn't become quite the thing yet. But you'll remember that we made you smoke individual joints for all of us, so that we wouldn't be sharing our saliva with each other.
Yeah. And I thought it was a little silly, but I was happy to oblige.
You were a little dismissive of it when I said
and we all got super high because we smoked way more than we normally do.
Yeah.
That is exactly right. We were super high because none of us were accustomed to having a full joint all to ourselves, and we were looped out. That was 5 months ago.
Wow, that feels like an eternity.
It feels like 15 years.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, Sean's right. We had just started Next Generation.
Wow.
You guys want to do a quick corrections corner? There aren't very many.
Yes. I'm having a good time.
Jacob, when you hear this, play the jingle. These are corrections for episodes 100 and 101. Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
Oh,
that's why I don't have very many. We spent a lot of time talking about the movie, so we didn't veer wildly off topic into shit we don't really understand like we usually do. We were pretty focused, so I don't have a lot of corrections. Minh, the first one is for you. When we were talking about the Star Trek: The Motion Picture uniforms, you compared them to pajamas. Do you remember they had those sort of jumpsuits in the first movie?
Not super flattering.
And you compared them to pajamas, and you said that it would be a true utopia to to be able to wear pajamas all
I stand by that. I stand by that.
Well, that was going to be my question. This isn't really a correction. It's just a question. Now that we've been living in our pajamas for the last 5 months, do you still feel like it's a true utopia to be able to wear pajamas all the time?
Look at the big billionaires, Zuckerberg or whomever. They're casual. They wear whatever the fuck they want. It's not like Armani suits. It's just turtleneck or shorts, flip flops. So I think that's true utopia right there.
Is wearing pajamas all the time.
Whatever you want. It could be pajamas. It could be a cat on your head. It could be, whatever makes you comfortable. Sean would be, well, I don't want to assume for Sean.
Pretty similar to what I'm wearing now.
There you go. Yeah, whatever we're wearing right now, we're super comfy.
Whatever makes you happy. Huh?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Maybe a little naked Ryan Felipe, but no judgment.
Grace Lee Whitney played Ensign Rand, Yeoman Rand, on the original show. She pops up in a cameo in Star Trek The Motion Picture, which is why we were talking about her. You guys asked if I mentioned that one of the reasons that she sort of didn't continue as an actress is that she had some issues with drug and alcohol abuse, and you guys asked me if she recovered from that, which I didn't know the answer to. So I looked it up, and she did. She raised a couple of kids and moved to Coarsegold, which is up by Fresno, Bass Lake area, little small town, and became a guidance counselor for people who are in recovery and sobriety and all that. So she ended up leaving acting, but
helping others out.
She, seems like she had a satisfying life. She died in 2015, age 85.
Wow.
Good run.
Good life.
Excellent run. Mm-hmm. We couldn't remember the year Invasion of the Body Snatchers came out. It was 78. We were talking about Nickelodeon Guts, and I can't remember why, but maybe because we were talking about Forest Lava. We were talking about the TV show Guts.
I had talked about the fact that I played a trivia game about game shows, and that was one of the ones.
Oh, that's what it was.
And I had never heard of it, and I was shocked that there was a game show I had never heard of. And I was wondering,
right. You were on a cruise, and you had forgotten or had never heard of Nickelodeon Guts. Nickelodeon Guts aired from 1992 to 1995. So that's right in your sweet spot, Sean. I don't know how you missed this.
I'm shocked by this. Although I was in college, I didn't have cable, so that might have been why I didn't.
Oh, that might have been it. Yeah, that might have been it. It was sort of American Gladiators-ish. It was about competing in stunts and athletic events and things like that. So it was like sort of a Double Dare-ish American Ninja Warrior combo. Slime was involved, as you can probably imagine.
Always.
Love that Nickelodeon slime.
Persis Kambata. Aaron, remember Persis Kambata? You'll recall, she played Ilia in Star Trek The Motion Picture. She was bald. She had a thing in her neck.
The short skirt?
Yeah.
Persis Kambata.
We
there was some hilarious commenting going on, but
she just turned. They were like, they're so checked out that they were just like, let's turn the microphone off, and then we can talk amongst ourselves, so that we don't have to talk to these people.
Our microphone, we have no idea. It blinks a yellow light when it's on. It blinks a yellow light when it's muted.
Yeah. Sure it does.
Well, it's working now.
Yeah. When you turned the switch from off to on, it started amazingly. It started working. I'm not a nuclear physicist, but I know that if you push the button and it turns green, that means it's on.
Yeah, it's okay. We appreciate.
Our mic is more nuanced than that.
Yeah, man. It's more nuanced.
Like it always blinks yellow when it's muted, when it's not muted. That's our only indication, other than your response.
Yeah.
Well, so no purses, no on the purses.
She was. It doesn't matter. That's the end of Corrections Corner.
Came out faster than.
You're talking about that person becoming a drug counselor. I was picturing the hot bald chick doing that. You're like 85 years old. I'm like, that's somebody else.
That'd be an interesting counselor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we've arrived at the end of another episode
Yay.
of Warped.
Yeah.
That was a
There's
very
more
fun
Star Trek in that one than even our normal episodes, but not much less.
It's been kind of intense.
Mm. Was it, Matt, for you? Was it all the
more for you, but I was sort of living vicariously through you.
I did.
If we had to recreate the movie with just us as the cast members.
Oh my gosh, that's
let's
wow.
do it. Let's cast it real quick.
Wow.
Let's play Fuck, Marry, Kill.
No, I do love this whole casting question though.
All right, Min, you're gonna be Selma Blair.
Min has already
Yes,
said he's
yes.
Reese Witherspoon.
Well, I mean that's cool. I think the Selma Blair character is cool. I like that.
No, Min is way more Selma Blair than Reese Witherspoon.
Like I love Reese Witherspoon. I thought she was amazing. I fell in love with her as well. But yeah, I think Selma Blair is the character for me. I cannot wait to do the splits. It's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the only one of us who could.
And not even at that. So it's going to be painful, but I'm excited.
I feel like a snake would jump out at me if I was looking at that. I don't know if that's racist.
Well, I thank you for the compliment, Philippe.
Because I feel like I'd have to play the cello. I'd have to play the cello instructor.
Erin is the Reese because she already said she totally bought in. Yeah, she already said she bought into the whole redemption of a bad boy thing.
Sure, that makes sense.
I'm Joshua Jackson, and Sean and Philippe, you two can wrestle it out.
Does that mean I'm Sarah Michelle Gellar?
I think Philippe could be Sarah Michelle Gellar.
One of you is Sarah, and one of you is Ryan.
I would rather Philippe be Sarah Michelle Gellar for sure. I think Philippe would just like be juicier in that role.
I would definitely juice it up.
You're right. He's more evil. Like you believe a redemption story more coming from Sean.
Yeah.
I think I have to agree with that.
I don't have quite the butt that Ryan Phillippe does, but I'll do my best to get it in shape for the remake.
Nobody does. Nobody.
Yeah.
Not even Ryan these days.
There you
go. Although he still looks pretty good.
I think we do a better job at doing the sequel.
Sure.
Yeah. What we really need to watch is the 13th sequel to Cruel Intentions, where they're really like taking anybody who applies.
Yeah.
Like, you want to be in this movie? You're in. That's who we want to find.
Yeah, it's like the actor from The Room.
Yeah.
Well, we're better than that guy. I mean, come on.
He's pretty awesome. He is pretty awesome. He's got his own magic, you know. That's hard to recreate.
Yeah, right. I mean,
Yeah.
he can't recreate it either. Like, he did that one thing and nothing else.
Hey, there we go. We go back to like that. You can only tell one story.
Everyone's
Just
got
like
one
the guy
story.
who directed Cruel Intention. The Cruel Intention guy
Just
had
like
the exact
Roger
same story. He
Corman.
did one thing, and that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure he would love that comparison. You know who you remind me of? The guy who made The Room.
Tommy Wiseau.
Well, it's been quite a journey to get here, guys. That was I had a lot of fun.
It was
movie.
So your favorite 2 episodes, Aaron, of Warped?
Are you seriously asking me my favorite episodes of Warp?
Or he's asking you
If these.
these last 2.
Yes.
The ones over the last week and
Yes.
this week.
These weeks have been amazing.
You've been waiting for them for 3 years now, so I thought maybe you'd be excited about it.
It's fulfilling, isn't it? Well, now that you've had this, do you
I
have
don't
something?
think that's true.
What?
I don't think that's true. I think she's been happier when we were all together. This can't be the best time you've ever had watching Warped.
Well,
You must have had more fun
like,
when we were all together as a group.
Correct. That this was a treat to watch this with you guys today and last week.
Thanks for maintaining the illusion.
The illusion. It's an illusion, Michael.
So,
Tricks are for whores.
Tricks are for whores.
Yeah, it was great.
Well, I guess we're done.
I
Huh?
had a hard time not watching this movie.
Yeah. It's really
yeah, it was hard. I got locked up into it a few times.
Yeah, I was like trying to read those subtitles.
It's a-
and watch the
It's a
sex
really
scene.
good
It's
movie.
It is.
start to finish.
Mm-hmm. And we didn't even have the audio.
It's
So
Yeah. The soundtrack.
It's literally almost the worst thing that can happen for this podcast because
a good
whenever we watch something we like, we fall apart in the talking department.
The second
This
half,
might
I
be
think
a
we were
slight
better.
side effect of having
We held it
zero
together pretty well.
preparation.
But you're right, Matt.
They do tend to become just love fests of the movie we're watching, but it's a treat for us and the listener to not have us
It's a
not talk.
it's a treat for us. It's a treat for us. I don't want to speak for the listener. I don't want to say anything about the listener.
It's a treat for the listener to
There's
have
only
us shut up.
one. There's only one, and I don't want to offend him. Next week, you guys,
Is it back to the routine?
it's
We're back at it.
it's Aaron's. It's special. Start prepping now, Aaron. Write these words down. Write these words down. Welcome to Warped, the completely unnecessary Star Trek podcast.
You're gonna have to
We
get through it.
provide unasked for audio commentaries to Star Trek episodes live.
Don't
My
print
name
that
is
out.
Aaron. That's what you want to. That's what you want to learn.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So
wear a
Jerome
t-shirt
stood
that
on
says that.
I'm gonna try to do it from memory, and it's gonna be special.
Spell out the alphabet. for
Yeah, doing
Felipe.
it off the cuff always works great.
Yep.
Neither son nor I have ever fallen into any traps by trying to do it off the top of our heads. All right, let's be done with this. Don't you think? Aren't we done?
Mm-hmm.
Wrap it
I
up.
don't have anything else to say.
Good run, guys. Good run.
Thank you all very much for listening to Warped. You can follow us on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. Please rate, review, and subscribe. You can go to Instagram.com/WarpedTrek to follow us there, or on Twitter, we are at Warped Trek. You can follow me at Host Warped. You can follow Minh to learn about our Dungeons and Dragons and Call of Cthulhu podcasts and live streams at Wet Maynard. Go to Instagram.com/LunarFlare for our merch, and to Patreon.com/Warped for additional content and bonus episodes. Until next week. Season 2, Episode 1 of Star Trek The Next Generation. It is called The Child. We will see for the first time Whoopi Goldberg and Diana Muldaur. Whoopi Goldberg plays Guinan, and Diana Muldaur plays Dr. Pulaski. So that's some fun stuff to look forward to. New characters, you guys, next week.
Yay.
Until then, thank you very much for listening. My name is Matt.